Thank you so much for sticking around for the Arts Keynote. My name is Allison Chu. I'm one of the co-founders of Midnight Oil Collective. I'm the arts track leader here, and I'm also a PhD candidate at Yale, so welcome to Yale. I am so excited to welcome you to this keynote. This has been a long time in the plans, and this is an incredible moment for all of us. Before I get started and do the whole welcome, I'd like to just give another round of applause to the amazing slew of pitches we just heard this morning. Can we just do that? From the look of these ventures, it's hard to believe that the arts haven't been considered the wellspring of innovation before this. Yet, ask anyone in our industry, and I think we can all agree that the arts are currently at an inflection point. The majority of the field has been stuck in the same business models for the last 50 plus years, and we've been seeing the cracks for a while now. Fixing such a systemic problem is no small feat. However, if the summit shows us anything, it's that the conversations to tackle this problem are happening right here, right now. And this is why it's an honor to introduce leaders from our own Connecticut ecosystem who have been actively reimagining the creative economy. Our keynote speaker, Calida Jones, and my collaborator in leading the arts track, Frances Pollock. Calida and Jones, if I can do quick bios and then we can applaud them. Calida N. Jones is a tour de force. She's an accomplished musician, an incredible educator, and a fierce social justice advocate. She has worked with arts and cultural organizations across the nation with the mission to ensure that children with limited resources have access to musical opportunities and activities. With experience in performance planning, workshop and curriculum development, volunteerism, project management, and private and public universities and institutions, Calida cultivates deep relationships with the communities she touches, and she is a regularly sought after speaker, coach, and violinist. She has been honored with awards such as a Scholar Fellowship at the Aspen Ideas Festival, the Elizabeth L. Mahaffey Fellowship, a Grammy Music Educator Award nomination, the Connecticut Arts Hero Award, and the Father Thomas H. Dwyer Humanitarian Award. Currently, she is the founder of C&J Associates and a co-founder and managing collaborator at Creative Evolutions. There's Calida. Frances Pollock will be joining her shortly, but Frances Pollock is the other half of this arts track leadership. She's also a founding partner at Midnight Oil Collective, a venture studio that incubates, accelerates, and invests in art and entertainment. A composer by trade, she primarily writes for the stage, and she currently has operas and musical theater performed all over the country. Her work has been programmed at Chicago Lyric, Seattle Opera, Chautauqua, Opera Omaha, Aspen Music Festival, and the Prototype Festival, just to name a few. Frances is currently completing a doctorate at the Yale School of Music, and she is a proud angel investor in early stage creative work. If you've ever had a conversation with Frances, you'll know that she is extremely passionate about finding ways to bring the arts and entertainment closer towards the innovation space. So please help me welcome Calida Jones to the stage.
Wow. You would think after speaking to 500,000 people in India, this would be like a staff meeting. Like we just be hanging out. I do not get nervous. I say what I say and I leave it on the floor. But I am actually nervous because so many of you are brilliant and you're dreamers and you're innovators and you have the audacity to be here. And that's amazing. So I'm honored to be able to share a little space with you. I am not going to talk about the numbers. I'm not going to talk about revenue. I'm not going to talk about, the data, because at first we are human. We are people, and we're not money. We're not robots. We're people. So I hope it's okay. I don't have power. I don't do all that. That's my thing. Like my partner actually is amazing at that stuff. So I don't do that stuff. But I hope that I can leave you all with something for your purpose, because you're all here for a purpose and no one else can live your purpose except for you. So I am a big believer in giving out flowers. I believe in giving people their flowers while they're here. I don't want to do it when you're not here. I want to do it while you're in the room. So I have a few people I want to give flowers to. The co-curators of this track, of the arts track, the Midnight Oil Collective, Frances, Emily, Allison. Y'all are amazing. Give me They might not be in this room, but the Yale Ventures Summit team that I got to spend time with, which is Michelle McQueen and Allison Keller and Tim Ostrup. They were very pivotal and helpful in getting things situated for us, so giving them virtual rounds of applause. Rebecca Novick, who is one of the Creative Evolutions collaborators, and she's here. She also led a fantastic artistic session yesterday, so giving you a round of applause wherever you are in this room, Rebecca. Thank you. Okay, so everybody here came from somebody somewhere. You either have a parent, a caregiver, a human that chose you to be around. So I honor my parents, and I honor my parents in every space that I exist in, every opportunity that I get. The bonus is they're here. They're in the as y'all can probably tell, I'm very real. Like, I'm not sterile. I don't stay in a box. Like, I have to get around the box, but I never jump in it. So my father is here pretending that he's part of the press in the back with the red jacket on with a camera. Just, you know, that's me. I did it. A lot of people ask a question about this, so I want to clarify it. So my bonus mom is here. I call her my bonus mom because my mom passed away 11 years ago in July. She passed away of renal cell kidney cancer. And I fully believe she lives inside of me. Like, she carries me through all of the ups and downs, the breakdowns, the moments where it's like, why am I here? Why do I matter? She's here, and I honor her as much as possible. I honor my brother, who's not here, but he is a part of my life, and my nieces. That is a part of my ecosystem on the human level, as well as the people that we're here with in this room. And so I feel like that's really important. So I have to say that. To all the people who said no to me, thank you. Oh my gosh. Thank you. Thank you for saying you're uncomfortable with my ideas. Thank you for being uncomfortable with the idea of equity and that everyone should be able to have an opportunity, no matter their socioeconomic status, no matter what they look like or how they talk. Thank you for pushing back, because I'm in here disrupting and building. And because you said no, it got me closer to the yeses, which is why I'm here with you all. So thank you to my no's. Thank you. To the Creative Evolutions ecosystem, y'all are some real ones, and they'll see this eventually, but they believed in this outrageous idea that Doug and I had, that we could disrupt systems, blow it up, and we could change the face and the landscape of arts and culture. We could challenge the systems. We can rebuild the systems collaboratively. Nobody is self-made, and if you think you're self-made, go to therapy. Because no one is. No one is self-made. I am not self-made. I believe in collaboration. I believe in groupthink. I believe that I do not know everything, and I believe there are a lot of people in this room that know so much more than me, and I can learn from every single one of you. So I know there's someone in his room that probably thinks, I don't know enough to be here. Yes, you do. You're here. So you know just enough. And you're going to meet people in here who are going to help speak power into the charge that you have, and you will be successful. So I just want to encourage people who think, I'm going to do this by myself. No, you won't get far. Okay. I'm just letting you know, you might get to a point, but you will never get to your full potential, because it takes all of us to disrupt, to upset, to blow up, to make things happen. And it's exciting, and it's hard, and it's simultaneously very lonely. Just letting you know, it's a very lonely road. I smile. I make everything look, oh, this is so great. I'm bringing joy into the space. It is very lonely. It is a sacrifice. You have to deny yourself to see other people's real world. And that's hard. I'm going to just say, there's some people, yeah, I'm for the people. No, you're not. No, because they're saying it and there's living it in action. It's living it out loud. And so I'm going to give you all a few truth bombs. Some of it you're going to like. Some of it you're not. I'm just going to prep you. And I can't help you with that either. Again, therapy. I'm going to encourage that. One more flower, who I can never give enough flowers to, but to my friend, my business partner, Doug Clayton, who is also here. He's posted up somewhere. I don't know where he is, but I know he's in the room, and I feel good about that. Thank you for answering the phone in August of 2022 and basically just doing whatever I said. Like I said, Doug, we have to do something. We have to do something really big. And I don't know what it looks like, but let's talk about it. And he had the audacity to say, yes, like, let's do this. Let's do this thing. We had no idea what it was going to look like. We had no clue that almost 2 years we would be here at Yale. That wasn't even on my bucket list, y'all. Like, I was good. I was going to teach violin and then move, I was going to keep teaching scales. I was going to hang out with the kids. I did not know that there was a greater purpose of igniting other people's purpose and then moving out of the way. That's the catch. You ignite somebody else's purpose, which you got to go. You got to move. So those are all the flowers and all of you and the people that I didn't say. You know how I feel. Like, I'm very, very clear if I love you or if I I've outraged you. Okay, so let's get down to some of the business. Like I said before, some of you are not going to like what I have to say, but then I wouldn't be disruptive, right? Like I'd be nice if I said all the nice things, but this work isn't nice. It's not nice to you. It's not always nice. It doesn't feel good. It's not going to always feel good. But if you're in this room, and I'm going to keep this honest, it means that you carry a level of audacity. You have the audacity to believe in yourself, to believe that you have a vision to transform the world through innovation or your community or the ecosystems that you're surrounded by. So, check number 1, you showed up. That is awesome. So glad you're here. If you've done the minimal work, awesome. This is ground zero. This is the moment of day 2 of the summit. And if you haven't met at least 50 people and pitched your vision, which should be about 30 seconds, in my opinion, you've wasted a lot of time. This is day 2. If you haven't talked to 50 people, you haven't told them your idea or your vision, you've wasted time. There's still time though. It's not over. Don't go outside and stare at the trees. Go out and talk to some people, please. Thank you. It's our responsibility to go up to the individuals, to the investors, to the groups, start relationships, start talking to people. There should be no desperation in your conversation, only confidence. We don't have to go up to people with our hand out. You go up to them and you talk to them, you plant the seed and then you walk away. There's something about planting seeds, like trees. You plant the seed, you water it, it grows. You plant the seed. You're going to get a lot of no's. That's okay. You just need to be honest. And if you're not showing up and being honest, you're ordinary. Okay? And I'm interested in being extraordinary, which means I have to say things that people don't like, or the things that people are thinking, but they're scared to say. I'm your girl. So if there's something you're uncomfortable with, let me know. I will say it. I'll frame it in a way where everybody can swallow, but I'm going to tell you. I'll let you know. The thought is you want to be extraordinary, and being extraordinary is lonely. I cannot stress that enough. As much as I'm an extrovert, it's hard to always stand tall, especially when there are so many people waiting and lurking in the curtain thinking, what can I do to break her down? How can I break this person down? Don't you let nobody break you down. Okay? We have one life, one opportunity to have impact on this globe. And what an honor, what a privilege. So take your entitlement and put it in the closet, as I'm gonna get to that next. We got a lot of entitlement people. Ooh, my goodness. Okay, so chances are most people are uncomfortable with sharing their story, but you've got to get better at storytelling. You've got to get better at understanding, knowing your vision, and then living it from the inside out. I am a walking storyteller. I will tell story. I will have people believing nonsense if I really wanted to. But my point is, everybody has a story here, and you have to be able to tell your story in a way that's engaging. You have to be able to look people in the eye when you're talking, because you want them to buy in to what you're selling. You want them to believe their own audacity, right? You want them to give you that $100,000 seed money, that $1 million seed money. Notice that I am manifesting in this conversation with y'all, okay? Because we need that money. So start saying it out loud. Start talking about it. Start having those conversations. Hey, just remember, there's 8 billion people on this earth. This is a small facet of the world that you could be impacting. And one of the things I think that holds people back is fear. Please do not allow fear to dictate your story. You have one life. Today is the only time we're going to have today. So what are you going to do today to have impact? What are you going to do today to make someone say, oh my gosh, I met so-and-so and they changed my life? One thing you say today could change someone's life. One thing that you say today could be the difference between I'm going to end my life and I'm going to keep going. So if you're walking by people and you're not saying hello, you're not smiling, you're not doing the head nod, you're just walking, it's very selfish. Can't be selfish. Not as artists, not as creatives, not as innovators. Selfishness should not be at the center of what you do. Okay, so breaking news, you are not owed anything in this moment. Yeah. No one in this, so I'm just saying, no one in this room that's hoping to have an investor or investors should be waiting for someone to come up to you. Sorry, not sorry. That is the sheer definition of entitlement. No one owes you anything. And baby, that's a hard pill to swallow, because there's a lot of people walking around globally that think, well, I should be just given this. No, you shouldn't. No. Okay, I had to think about it, but no, you're not. For decades, we have believed this myth that our degrees and our proximity entitles us to invitations, and it doesn't. Kindness is at the core. Not nice, kind, because there's a lot of nice, nasty people out here. Kindness goes a long way. Kindness is the majority of the reason of why I had so many opportunities to share space with people, to be in rooms I didn't have no business being in. I promise you, if you talk to that press person in the back that's not really pressed, he will tell you. He will tell you. He's like, how are you? And I'm like, I don't know. Kindness matters more than money. Okay. The money's going to come. I promise. Right now it feels impossible because it's only a vision in your mind, but you have to open your mouth and walk into those rooms that you don't think you belong in. I mean, I'm going to tell you, I got imposter syndrome real time, but I'm also walking outside of that into my power. But I had to go through hell to get here. And I don't think people really understand what hell means for folks. Everybody has their own different version of what that looks like, but it doesn't feel great. And then you still have to show up. You still have to activate joy. And I work with kids. So then you got to love those babies, okay? And try not to push them around. You know, it's all the things because they're not my children. They're not my kids. I love them and they are my kids, but also it gets really hard when you're trying to manage children in a classroom, when you're trying to manage adults who believe they also know everything, but they haven't really lived through stuff to be able to understand how to function in spaces like this. So no one owes you anything. Those degrees that you have, they inform people that you are able to sit in a classroom for 4 years. And that is great. But what are you going to do with all that knowledge? Okay, like, it's great that we have degrees. I mean, there's a lot of brilliant people, PhDs, and I'm living for y'all. I won't be doing it, but I'm living for you. I love it. I love that for you. But then what are you going to do with all that information you have? Are you going to hoard it? Are you going to gatekeep? Are you going to stay in those characteristics of supremacy that show up in the world, including arts and culture in Connecticut? I said it. I have degrees too, but that doesn't define who I am. It's how I use the knowledge that was given to me, that was gifted to me. And you give your gifts away. You give your life away. You serve others. You divorce your own ego. You divorce your pride. If you're an entrepreneur in this room and you're carrying some ego and some pride, you got a long journey, okay? And this is someone that's living it right now. I have had to take my ego and just step on it because I have been humbled in many spaces. I have had to divorce my pride and actually pour that cup of pride and ego into other people to help build their confidence. Could you imagine if everyone did that? If everyone just took their pride and ego, threw it aside, and then they were like, okay, I'm going to take mine and nurture somebody else. I'm going to pour this into someone else. I'm going to build networks for other people because I know it's going to boomerang back to me. It may not be when you want it to, but it will happen. Be patient with yourselves. Innovation is a choice. There are a lot of people that say, oh, I have innovative ideas, and I know that what I'm doing is a great idea. And it's like, cool. You know, you make this decision to activate innovation, and it's a sacrifice, it's a decentering of your ego, divorcing your pride. And you might believe that in your deepest part of your heart, that your work and your gift is awesome. People should believe in it and fund it. And the bottom line is that is not always the reality. That's not. Because I know there are people in this room, amazing humans, that pitch incredible innovative ideas, but there can only be 1, 2, 3 winners. It doesn't mean your idea isn't good. It just means you need to go back and tweak it. You need to figure out how to tell your story in a way that people can buy into it. And be like, oh, I think I know someone that can fund that. I think I can introduce you to some people. And you have to release it. Once you've shared it, like so many people say, y'all are amazing. Like I looked and I was like, well, now how did we do this last year? Because these people are brilliant humans. But you're putting your story out there. You have to work on perfecting it. Determine why it's innovative. Why is your idea a gift? Why is it something that's going to have impact, that's going to transform for hundreds and hundreds of years? That is the kind of impact I'm seeking. I want to know how many people's lives have been changed because I was a part of them. And that's my barometer. You can do what you want, but that's my barometer. How many people's lives have been changed? How many people have said, you know what, I'm going to choose left instead of right? And that's hard because it's lonely. And it's a sacrifice. Sacrifice sucking. It sucks. Sacrifice sucks. I'm just letting you know, it sucks. It's really hard because you have to sacrifice something in your life in order to get to these moments. And there are moments where it's like, yeah, this is awesome, this is great, but then there are other pieces of this that are so hard and it actually can break you down. Therapy, okay? Therapy. You see the thing I want? Therapy. I
I constantly hear out in the world from a lot of people, I can't see everyone in this room, but I hear a lot of times, yeah, I'm doing the work. Like I'm out here and I'm doing the work. No, this is the work. You being here is the work. But then when you leave this room and get up from this seat and go out there, what are you going to do? You're going to go talk to people? I hope you go and talk to people. Tell them about your idea. Share your QR code. Tell your story. And tell them about your failures. Because our failures lead to what? Our failures lead to success. Oh my God. I'm getting all this energy and I'm getting this lackluster. Your failures lead to your success. Thank you. My goodness. Okay. So you gotta do it scared, right? I'm being honest. Like I woke up today, I'm nervous. I think because I realized at that moment I was actually out of my mind for even being there. And doing that. I was like, am I crazy? I didn't have time to be nervous. This makes me nervous because you all are in such close proximity to me as my peers. And I don't want to let my peers down. And I think that, and I care. Like I care a lot. I care a lot about everybody in this room. And there's many of you I've never met before. I hope to meet and connect. I'm a big builder of relationship building. If you're not building relationships while you're here for the next 6 hours, that is your failure. If you got here and didn't have to pay the big astronomical fee, and you're not doing the work, okay. So, in a world that's saturated with challenges, and our world is, right now, our world is, it's a moment. And I'm just going to leave it there because it gets very, when you start to think about all of the things that are happening at the same time, simultaneously, and there are people that just keep moving through life as if nothing's happening, and there's so many pieces, there's so many layers, there's so much complexity. The arts offers peace. That's one thing I hold on to. I mean, as a violinist, holding on to that peace, like that's something no one can take from me. That's one place that I can go, and no one can take that from me. Teaching the littles. That's one place I can go, nobody can take that. That love, that connection, that's a big deal. And so when you're thinking about how you're innovating and reminding yourself that it does serve as peace for other people, it's a place of belonging. But actually we need to work on that too in the arts and culture across the country, but also in Connecticut, to make it a place of belonging, but actually like a place of belonging for everyone. And it's not hard, it just requires decentering your ego and your pride. And sometimes you actually do have to get out of the way. Not every job is for every person just because you apply. And I'm going to say that again because I'm someone that has the gift and the privilege to be able to help people find roles where they'll be successful. Look at the role, look at the community that it's going to be serving, and decide if this is your moment to jump in there, if you should step back and let somebody else that's back into that community do that job. It's okay. You think it'll be okay? I'm saying what needs to be said. I'm looking at our future. Yes, I see you all, but I'm also looking 20, 30 years down the road. I can't do this forever. And who are we raising? And how are we raising them? What does innovation mean for kids? And everything's moving so fast. Electronics are affecting and impacting everything, including what we all do. So how are we going to nurture and love our kids in a way where they can be the next generation of innovators, the next generation of arts lovers, arts leaders, culture leaders? What are you willing to disrupt so that we can make space for our babies? That's who I'm interested in. We're already living in our dream, but how do we activate theirs and then step back? That's the catch. It's just the folks in this room probably. You haven't moved back. This is your moment. Move back. Thank you. Keep it ludicrous. Get out of the way. Move back. I'm going to invite my colleague Frances to make her way up. We're going to have a fireside chat without the fire. I don't need fire. It's very warm in here, okay?